Hello friends, it's Thor Daikau, and it's this week on Blu-ray and DVD. We start with some family-friendly fare in the very successful film Kung Fu Panda 3. And you know what? They did a great job of rounding out the trilogy here. I remember years ago sitting in the theater for Kung Fu Panda. No one knew anything about it. Jack Black playing this sort of buffoon-type panda who clearly had a destiny. And then the rest is history, because the third one now brings together all the great stuff they laid down in the first two. And it really sort of culminates with Po finally reuniting with his long-lost father, voiced brilliantly in this film by Bryan Cranston. But along the way, they are facing their fair share of challenges with a new villain named Kai, who is voiced by J.K. Simmons. And he's basically been going around imprisoning masters across China and yeah, basically holding them in these little gem stones and that kind of thing. So essentially taking them prisoner. So I thought there was a really good story around this one, considering it was the third in the franchise. It's also gorgeous. I mean, the animation here is stunning, and it also had the great laughs and heart that were established in the first two. I will say maybe one of the flaws would be that the villain himself, Kai, wasn't as well as developed as maybe the other two films, but still great for the entire family, and just a jaw-dropping sort of a state-of-the-art animated film here as well. And the Blu-ray extras include some great stuff. You've actually got in the Awesome Edition 2 all-new Kung Fu Panda animated shorts. Everybody Loves a Panda Party karaoke, and much, much more. So you've got some very cool behind-the-scenes making-of featurettes as well. And yeah, once again, this is just a great, well-rounded trilogy now with Jack Black and the rest of the cast leading the way. It's got humor, it's got heart. What more could you ask for? Gorgeous. All right, let's move on now to Tina Fey. She's back in Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. This is based on the real-life story of reporter Kim Barker, and based on her memoir about covering the war in Afghanistan. So it's a sharp and savvy look at what it means to be an embedded journalist in the Middle East. Great cast in this one as well. You got Margot Robbie, a little bit of a Fargo reunion with Billy Bob Thornton and Martin Freeman, and of course Alfred Molina. And the movie does a great job of balancing the humor with the dramatic situation and the escalating tension of what's going on there. And Faye is just so watchable, and the way she plays this fish out of water reporter embedded here in to her a strange land as a foreigner is very interesting and very timely as well. So yeah, some great writing here, and it's balanced very nicely by some great performances, as you see there with Margot Robbie and Martin Freeman. Lots of laughs and something to think about as well. And finally, we'll leave you with a cracking good thriller, Eye in the Sky, and this actually features one of Alan Rickman's final performances, and he's awesome in this one. It centers around Helen Mirren, though, who is a UK-based military officer in command of a top-secret drone operation that looks to capture terrorists in Kenya. Now, they basically, a mission takes an interesting turn that changes it from capture to kill, but an American pilot, played by Aaron Paul of Breaking Bad fame, he notices the target he's about to engage in, a 9-year-old girl, has just entered the kill zone. So this is where the movie really takes off. It starts triggering this international dispute, and it reaches the highest levels of the U.S. and British government, and that is where Alan Rickman comes into play as well. So it's a very taut thriller with an interesting, unique story, once again sort of ripped from today's headlines, much like Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. And you've just got great central performances from Helen Mirren, Alan Rickman, and Aaron Paul. And much of the movie plays out like this as the sort of tension about the unfolding situation escalates, and it becomes a bit of an international issue. So there you go, Eye in the Sky. If you missed it in theaters, yeah, it's your chance now to check it out on Blu-ray and DVD. Barkhad Abdi, also in this film. You may remember him from Captain Phillips, that breakout role. There you go, people. 3 up, 3 down. I'm Thor Daikau. You can check me on Twitter @Thor Daikau, and we'll see you next week right here on breakfasttelevision.ca.